guys, welcome back to my home cocktail making show. Today I'm going to be making the cocktail known as the French 75, which is a mix of champagne, gin and syrup, which I'll come back and talk to you about that now, because this time, because it's January, I'm going to make a non-alcoholic version as well as the alcoholic version. So the non-alcoholic substitute I'm going to be using for gin is this one today, which is a Bax Botanics Verbena. It's from my part of the world, which is North Yorkshire in England. So it's 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, and it's a herbal or aromatic kind of distillation. And yeah, it's pretty tasty as a substitute. And for those that still like to have a tipple, of course, just standard kind of Tanqueray gin. But the difference for this, usually the French 75 will be made with champagne, but because I'm making an alcohol-free version, I'm going to just stick with this, which is Belle Co, which is pretty tasty really for a non-alcoholic sparkling wine. Good substitute for Prosecco. It's slightly sweeter than you'd find with your standard Prosecco or something like that, but yeah, it's pretty nice. And as I'm making this at home, rather than having a bottle of champagne, which I wouldn't normally have lying around, and I'm sure most people at home wouldn't either, I'm just going to stick with this for this demonstration, because it's a tasty enough substitute anyway. But yeah, so it is dry, I can't even say it, dry January. I think I'd had a few drinks or something there, but I haven't. Yeah, so it's just kind of a way just to kind of get people thinking about how much they're drinking at home, I suppose, and just kind of think about maybe cutting a few drinks out sometimes. But there's nothing wrong with doing that, kind of give your body a bit of a reset. My wife has just recently completed her own self-set 12-month challenge of not drinking anything for the whole of 2020. She didn't know what's going to happen in 2020 when she set herself that challenge, so fair play to her even more on that whole basis. But yeah, without further ado, let's get back to the making of the drink. So, very simple drink to make. I missed out one of the vital ingredients from when I talked about it before, which is lemon juice. So I'll make the lemon juice first. So literally just juice your lemon. Got a very, very fancy lemon squeezer here, juicer, which I don't even know where it came from. I'll just ask my wife. She knows where it came from. She brought it into my house. She doesn't know either. But anyway, it's turned up here. Anyone wants to buy me a fancier version, please feel free to do so. But it does the trick for now. And like I say, it's all about making these at home rather than having a very fancy cocktail bar. So make do with what you can find. And equally, you can just stick a fork into your lemon, just give it a twist, make sure the seeds don't go into your drink, obviously. That's all you need to do. So for this drink, it is shaken, so I've got my cocktail shaker there. Add a bit of ice. I'll bang into the can there. And it is half a measure, so a measure is 25 millilitres, so fill your measuring jig up halfway with lemon juice, straight into there. Then the syrup, so although mine says cider vinegar, it only says cider vinegar because it's the only bottle I had lying around when I made my syrup. The syrup literally is 2 measures of, I use organic cane sugar, which you can find in most supermarkets, and 1 part water. So 2 parts sugar, 1 part water. So I did it in a cup, in just like basically a teacup. So I scoop out 2 cups full of sugar, 1 cup of water, put it in a saucepan over a medium-high heat. Just stir it, keep on stirring it, make sure it doesn't boil, and you'll eventually find that all the sugar that's kind of scraping along the bottom isn't doing that anymore, and you get a nice sort of like thickness to it. So just do that, like I say, make sure it doesn't boil, leave it to cool. And then if you've got a bottle lying around, like I say, this is one we had, make sure I washed it out thoroughly to make sure I didn't have any cider kind of vinegary flavour notes, because you don't want that in your drink. And then just you've got it there ready to go, because it's used quite commonly in quite a few different cocktails, so quite handy to have lying around. and it also gets a bit sticky, so there we go, give it a twist. Yeah, like I say, half a measure of that, stick it in the tin, and then a full measure, 25 millilitres of the botanicals. So like I say, I'm using the Bax Botanics here, the Verbena. And just a measure of that. And that's all that goes obviously into the shaking tin. I need to find the lid for this. So yeah, cocktail shakers in general anyway. I've never had one before, just kind of never did cocktails at home before. But yeah, cheap things to buy in a lot of places. 12 quid this costs with a big spoon, your measuring jig, and also this thing, which I'm sure I'm going to find out what you use it for. I think it's for like egg whites and things like that. But yeah, I'll work that out and hopefully we'll feature it in some of my future videos. But anyway, give this a good shake. So yeah, you'll feel it's getting really, really cold when you're shaking. Basically I'll mix it into the drink. And then for this drink, you use a flute glass, which should be chill, but my fridge is completely packed full of food, so no room for chilling glasses in there. But I'm sure if you went to a fancy cocktail bar, you'll probably find that they chill their glasses. But yeah, pour that straight into the glass. Like that. And then top up with, here we go. Interesting fact. I can't remember what the actual fact is, but a lot of people get injured by champagne corks and Prosecco corks flying out into people's eyes each year. So try not to do that. And then yeah, just top up your drink. And that, my friends, whilst it pours over the top, perfect actually, is a non-alcoholic French 75. Cheers guys. Tasty.